to Conquering Mountain Scrapper with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and it's Free Pattern Friday. Yay, Free Pattern Friday. I love Free Pattern Fridays. I just have so much fun with this. I don't know, we pick out patterns that are fun and easy and quick, and sometimes we get complicated ones. We always have a good time in here. So, but before we get on to our Whirling Wonder that we're going to do, yes, there's a whole bunch of half square triangles in this one, but it's gorgeous. It's so cute when you're done. All right, let's do our shout out. We have Mona from Mona Did What. Now, if you look back in our interviews, I interviewed Mona a couple of months ago now, and wow, she is really growing quickly on her channel. So go tell her, tell her that Brenda from Conquering Mountain Scrapmore sent you over there. And we just have so much fun in her group as well, I'm sure. And they have a virtual sewing room too. So go check that out. You know, I'm not going to say too much more about that because I was in her virtual sewing room one day. It was good. It was a lot of fun. Now, the quilt behind me is Jen King Wells. And the pattern for this can be found under Quilt Lovely. Now, this was a challenge amongst a group of friends. You all had to have the book, and we played around with this, and I did mine a Star Wars theme because I have Star Wars fabric, and my oldest claimed it, so it's like, okay. So it's kind of like Mrs. Bannister Star Wars or Jen Kingwell meets the Force. I'm not sure what we're going to call it yet, but it is in Quilt Lovely, and I can't show you this particular pattern. Now, she does her pattern, let me see, with stars. It's just a pillow. She does it in the pillows, and it is just stunning as a pillow. I don't know where you get the best view here, but I can't, like I said, can't release any figures or anything for that. But this one a variation of this, a very simplified variation of this will be in our YC Wednesday, but it's not going to be hers. But I wanted you to see this. This came together just brilliantly, and I was like, wow, it's such a beautiful piece. Now, so that's her second shout out. There's two. There's one for Jen Kingwell, and there's one for Mona. So now, the other thing is, I am doing a chaos sew along. I have reworked my chaos block that I made, and I thought, okay, let's play around with this. Let's have some fun, and we're going to be releasing that soon. Now, I'm not sure when this video is dropping, so I don't want to give you a hard date, but it is going to be so much fun, and it's going to create a very large block. And the blocks are, every week you're going to get introduced to another subunit for the blocks, and then, you know, we tell you how many blocks of those to make. So it's going to be a really fun little sew along, and a great scrap buster because you can use any color you want at all. Now, we also have a Facebook group. It is growing very quickly. It's warm and welcoming. We have so many community chats now. My phone is dinging constantly because I'm part of all of them. And wow, are those people having fun in those community chats. We do a virtual sewing room on Discord where people gather and they sew together and they make friends, and you never know what country people are from. It's all sorts of fun. And it's open 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And it's just a lot. It's just a hoot. We also do fabric exchanges by country, and we do free pattern, like we have the members go out and search for free patterns and then post them in the chats, and there's recipe ones and just one for just general chatting, and it's just a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun to get in there and do that. We also have Zoom sew dates from now until December. I haven't even looked at 2025. I'm just like, oh dear, that's coming up so quickly. Where did the 2024 go? And we're dedicated to those because, wow, we're having a lot of fun. Now, I try and pick something easier that day, so hopefully I get a chance to talk to all of the people that show up and find out what you're working on and what's inspiring you. And if you are there that day and you don't feel like sewing, you want to bring your cross stitch, bring it. It's a great place to come hang out and craft with other people. When we're doing your shout outs, you know, share, like, and subscribe if you see something that you like over there, but also share, like, and subscribe our channel as well. We are, trying to get our, size of the subscribers bigger, and we're just having, it's fun. We're having a lot of fun, but it would be nice to be able to have a little bit bigger community to draw from. So if you are, you and your friends are talking and you put out the word that we're here and we're giving away free patterns, it's a lot of fun. Now, speaking for free to quilt groups and quilting guilds. I'm still doing that. I do it over Zoom. I have a PowerPoint presentation. I talk about elements of design, making scrappy quilts, and doing charity quilts. So, I mean, if your group is into doing something like that, please give them my name. I'd be happy to try and accommodate them in my life. We'd be just thrilled to talk to people because I get inspired by all the people that I'm talking to as well. So it's always been fun. So come on in. Let's get to this Whirling Wonder. Okay, we're at the sewing machine. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to run through a whole bunch of half square triangles. Now, I use this with the easy angle ruler. I have given you the cutting instructions in the standard way of doing it. But what you need is 3.5 inch unfinished half square triangles. That's how many you need. And like I say, I decided to pull out some browns and golds and just make that happen and have a little bit of fun with it. And there. And some really deep creams. So hopefully this will work. This looks good when it's all done. There we go. And you take your time in lining them up and putting them under. Whoa, something went wrong. What has gone wrong? Ugh, my bobbin is out? No. Oh dear. Oh well, that's sewing. You know, for all the things that we do, you know, we might as well show you how to do this. Now, either my bobbin thread has broke or I'm out of bobbin. No, my bobbin thread broke. Well, that's weird. This is orifice thread too. Okay, well maybe there's some extra stress on it or something. Okay, here we go. Let's get these under. Let's roll these under just as is. Okay. There. There we go. Let's line that up. And that one we made. Okay. Here, we're just going to move through these. Now, on this, there are 4 3.5 inch blocks, solid blocks on the outside. And that is just so you don't have to deal with a half square triangle. I know some of you don't like doing half square triangles, but you know, it's very doable. They are very doable to do. You just need practice with them, right? Now, there. And you can lay out, if you have a whole bunch of half square triangles that are, they're put into darks and lights, you can do lots of different kinds of blocks with them. And this is a 16. This would be a 16 patch, right? So there's lots of variations that you can do. Oops, hang on. There we go. Okay. And here, oops, and now they'll take off. Of course they didn't take off before, but now they take off. Okay, let me just cut these apart. We'll put them... Yeah, you're making 2 sets. You're putting a dark and a medium together, and then you're putting a dark and a light together. Yeah, and I think I need one more. And yes, I do. That's it. It's the last one. There we go. When I cut with that easy angle ruler, I very quickly, and very, very seldom I have to trim anything. right? Because that easy angle ruler is right there. And I do trim a little bit steeper in. There we go. I'm going to press to the dark on all of this stuff. So press to the brown. Hopefully that'll make assembly a little easier. Okay. And when I sew with that, or cut my squares, I don't have to trim them up, right? And there's a lot of times I don't have to trim them up. I mean, they come out so close that it's like, wow, yeah, well, this is working. Okay. There we go. Get all that. A couple more of the beige and browns. There. Oh. Now, and we're mediums and darks. So you got to make 4 medium and darks, and then 8 light and darks. So that's what makes this block work. Okay, now I'm going to take all of that and put that in here. And, okay, so now I'm going to just finger press to the dark and lay this out. There. Now, oops, I move this over just a hair. Now, if we weren't rushing, like, I mean, normally, if I was making a quilt, I would be pressing all of this stuff and making sure it all looked right, you know. But we're trying to not make you, we're trying to be more respectful of your time as well, you know, so. Oops, this way. No, I decided to go scrappy with the darks too. There, just like that. And where have I got problems? I got problems right here. So I'm just going to go like this and like this. So, wait a minute. This, there. Okay. Just like that. That's what I'm going to do for the darks. Now I see you've got like darks here and here, and then these. So yeah, like if you just kept moving this around, they're in the right spot. I know that's kind of confusing, but I use 3 different darks on here. So that's why I want to make sure. And in the center, we have a lovely little pinwheel. Right, so they're just like that and like that. So I use 4 different darks, but those browns are so close in what color they are, the color saturation they are. Now you can see that, right? Okay, we'll get right there. Now we're just going to web this together, just like we normally do, because it just works so well. And there we go. Now you could have arranged this any way you wanted to, really. I mean, it's one of these blocks that, you know, because there's 16 parts, and you know, you got 12 half-square triangles. This doesn't have to be in the side, you know, the corners, that, you know, like it would be, you can play around with it and do lots of different things with it. But I decided this one looked best. So I thought, okay, this is the one we're doing. Okay, the last up there. There we go. I had a friend tease me about, you're doing all that webbing stuff again. Yes, always. I just find it so much easier to do webbing. Now, one of the advantages for webbing, I can see right now if I've made a mistake. Right? And I have not. So far, I've got everything going the right way that I need to. And so at most, I would have to remove 2 seams if I sewed something wrong, right? So that's kind of important thing to keep in mind when as you're sewing. You know, if you're webbing and you look at it and you go, oh darn, I did something wrong. Well, now you only have to take apart 2 seams, right? It's better than trying to, you know, go through that, you know, surgeon kind of cutting out all 4 sides. That, you know, I've seen people do that where they had the entire block turned around in a quilt, and, you know, now they're taking their stitch ripper and they're kind of almost in tears because there's so much of it to do, and then they got to get it all back in there, right? So, not a fun thing to do. Oh, and this goes like that. There. Okay. There we go. Yeah, get that piece off there. And I'm just going to quickly check to make sure that I haven't messed up the block. Yes, I still have a pinwheel. Yes, I still have everything in the same place, right, that I need to. So we're just going to do the last row. Okay. So we just take her down one at a time. Oops, line it up. There. This is such a nice little block. Now, and you could do this all scrappy with just your lights, darks, and mediums, because that's, you know, that would just be pretty, you know, just, that would be such a lovely way to use up scraps. Or, like I say, you know, browns and golds. Put 4 different browns in here, and, you know, the unifying color is the cream and the gold, right? So, that's always pretty. And lastly, okay. Okay, now okay. Now what I'm going to do is, okay, I'm just going to check this one last time to make sure that it's all laying right and get rid of the board, because now it's a hindrance. Yes, I still have a pinwheel. Everything's going the right way. So yeah, we're good. So now we're just going to sew this and put it together. Okay, now I like, once I get started, I like to clip all my little joining threads. And you're sitting there, why are you joining threads if all you're doing to do is clip them? Well, what happens is I get to see exactly where stuff is, and where the exact line is, and where exactly I need to nest. And that's always important too. And that way I'm not cutting off points either. And Albert's starting to sing again. Oh, sorry guys. The older he gets, the less he understands about, we don't want to hear Klingon opera. Oh well. That's okay. There. Okay, now, in order not to twist the seam, we're going to go like this. Now, this has all been sewn this way, right? So you want to have that sewn that way. So that means the under part is all pointing up, right? In order for it to lie flat, you don't want bunch of twisted seams in there, right? So, all right. With the needle down, you clip, and you can get there right in there and see what you're doing. And there we go. There. Yeah. Okay, this goes up. Oops, how come I lost it already? Okay, there it is. There. Okay. This goes up, the bottom goes up, and the top goes down. Okay, there. Nice nest. I think of like sharp nesting that goes on. Okay. And last one. And that's exactly, you know, the Jen Kingwell quilt that I showed you at the beginning. This is exactly how I put it together. Exactly. So now, this one is going to go, the top is going to go up, right? Because that's the way it's sewn. And with the needle down. Okay. This is going to go up and the bottom is going to go down. There. There. And you just nest with your fingers. You could pin, if you're a pinner, pin. You know, we're not saying you can't pin. I'm saying that I prefer not to pin when I'm doing blocks like this, because I can get sharper points by nesting with my fingers and easing in my blocks. Right, okay. And now I'm just going to show you how we did how we're going to do this. The sewing went like this, right? So you want to just finger press it, just, you know, just to get it in place, so that when you get to the ironing board, you're not struggling trying to iron something that's not going to play nice, right? Now with the long seams this way, you can break them up however you want, right? I mean, I would try and break this so that I don't have a great big lump in the middle of my pinwheel, but that means that this goes this way then, and this seam would go this way. But that's okay, that works too. And you know, you can just press them out if you want, that might lie flatter. You know, sometimes your fabric will tell you, if you end up with seams that just refuse to go the way you need them to go, it's because it's thicker than it needs to be. So let me get this pressed and we'll get to our ta-da moment. Okay, here's our Whirling Wonder. Isn't this a cutie? Now I say you could have arranged this any way you wanted, but this is the way I decided I was going to lay out my block. I have enough white or low volume in here for the block to have to have your eyes rest on the block, and I've added the medium. I've made the medium, the gold, as your, you know, continuity colors. The browns are all scrappy browns. I use 4 different browns in here. They almost all have the same value, but they do not quite have the same pattern. So it kind of makes it an interesting little block, and you can do this up totally scrappy if you want, right? You do need a continuity color just to pull the block together. So I think it looks really great. So I hope you give this one a try, and I hope you have an absolutely amazing week ahead. Okay, you take care until we meet each other again. Okay, bye! Hello again. We just want to thank you for enjoying our video and, you know, coming along with my husband and my YouTube adventure and quilting. And, you know, sometimes things don't work out as best they should, and sometimes they work out great. We're going, wow, that went well. But it's been an amazing journey, and I'm so glad I could share it with you. Share, like, and subscribe these videos. That really helps us out, and it helps us make more charity quilts, okay? So you guys take care until we have a chance to meet again, okay? Bye!